Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server. As you can see, we try to update you daily on this, so if you want access to these updates, you should check out the Discord server. And yeah, I mean, this is very interesting what's happening right now, but before I talk about my posts right here, let's actually talk about Cardano. As you can see, Cardano is still going pretty much sideways right now. It's trying to break out, but in my opinion, well, it's not an opinion-based thing. It's still trying to break out, and we'll see if it actually manages to break out. We have another scenario on the chart, and that is that maybe Cardano is in a triangle right now, and maybe it will continue going sideways for a bit until Bitcoin dominance actually starts dropping again. That's also a possibility. That's not my main scenario, but you know, it's a scenario that we have to keep track of because it is theoretically possible that we're in a triangle. We'll see if the price actually goes down right now, and if it goes down, we'll see if it actually reacts to this level. Now, of course, I am expecting Cardano to go down right now. If we are following the WXY structure, we should get the W wave of the Y wave very soon. And that needs to go down. And of course we need an X wave, and the W wave will most likely put us below this low. Well, not most likely, it will put us below that low. And honestly, I would like to see this W wave put us below this low as well, to confirm that we are actually going down instead of going up. Right now, I do not see any confirmation that the price wants to go down, so maybe we will start going up soon. And to confirm that we are not going down in a correction right now, we need a break above this high right here, which is at $1.15. Once we get above that level, then the next target would be the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup right here, and that is at $1.21. That will complete the third wave of that 1-2 setup, and after the third wave, we will need a fourth wave and then a fifth wave move up, and these 5 waves will complete the fifth wave right here of this very large 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, and that's the fifth wave of another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. So basically that will just complete everything, and that will complete the first wave of the main third wave move to the upside that we have been tracking for a very long time now. So this has not really changed, and I'm still expecting Cardano to get to new all-time highs very soon. But before we do that, we might need a correction, and I don't know if it will happen or not. I don't know if the correction will just be a very fast correction, or maybe the correction is already in. I don't know. It's very unlikely that it's in already, but you know, it could be in. And if it's in, then we should start getting huge pumps very soon. I cannot really see any type of correction right here that can be labeled as a second wave move down, so it's very unlikely that we have already been in a second wave move down correction. And like I said, if we get above this high right here, it's going to be very likely that we just keep putting in new higher highs. There's also another scenario, and that is that maybe the third wave right here has not actually topped. Maybe we are still in the third wave right here, because you could theoretically count this as some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup if you wanted to. I don't really believe that to be true. I think the third wave is in, and as you can see, the fourth wave move down right here did not get invalidated, so we did not get below this low right here in the fourth wave, which holds this scenario valid. And I'm still expecting a new high in the fifth wave, which, like I said, could put us somewhere between $1.37 and maybe even $1.56. Then once we get there, we should get some kind of correction. Now, what would a correction look like? Well, if we look at the, let's say, weekly chart, if we check out what happened in the previous cycle, after Cardano went up 100% in November, like it did right now, but right now it went up 250%, but even so, like, I don't know if you watched my previous videos, like, I don't know if you watched my channel a couple of months ago, but I did predict that something bullish will happen in November, and you know what? It happened, and the pump that we got exceeded our expectations. So as you can see here, the first wave topped at pretty much the end of November, and then December was a second wave move down move. So the second wave move down took about 4 weeks, and as you can see, it was not really that deep. Now, of course, if you look at the daily chart, you could say that it was a very deep correction, but was it really? I mean, yes, it did drop from like 19 cents all the way down to 11 cents, but you know, that was only a daily wick, so it happened extremely fast. I mean, this could have been the end of the second wave move down. Here, the price just went sideways because Bitcoin dominance was going up, so of course Cardano could not go up during this time. the second wave actually ended down here. So the second wave literally took 1 day. And when did it happen? It happened after Cardano had a huge pump to the upside. And after Cardano got above this high right here, which is the high of the first wave move to the upside. Right now, if we are looking at what Cardano is doing, it's pretty much doing the exact same thing. We are above the first wave high, the fifth wave of the first wave right here is almost complete, and at some point we will need a correction, and if we do get a correction, then do not be surprised if it only takes like 1 day or so, but if it does only take like 1 day, then expect it to happen extremely fast, and in case you want to buy during that time, well, you have to be aware of what's happening in the market. So like I said, if you want constant updates, make sure to check out our memberships, because I believe what will happen next is very, very important. And yeah, let's also look at the daily chart for a second. As you know, Cardano is still in a 1-2 setup right here, and I think it's pretty much safe to assume that we can confirm that the second wave move down right here is in. I don't think we need any more confirmation for that. I mean, we already have 5 waves up. You could count 5 waves here if you wanted to. Of course, they are not complete because the price is still going up, but if it starts going down now, we can still count 5 waves up. So this is theoretically fine. And yes, the second wave move down is in, which means that right now we are tracking a third wave move to the upside. And the minimum target for the third wave is the 200% extension of the 1-2 setup right here, and that is at $2.98. I also have this yellow resistance level on the chart. This level is, let's just say, speculative. This is the main target for the third wave of the third wave. I don't know if we will get there. I don't know if the price will react to this level, because as you can see in the previous cycle, in the third wave of the third wave, we got to the 3.272 extension of the 1-2 setup right here. So yeah, it's really hard to say what we will do in the third wave of the third wave, but if we are copying what we did in the previous cycle, then the third wave of the third wave should get above the previous all-time high of 2021. Now, only if we are copying what we did in the previous cycle. Maybe we are not copying what we did in the previous cycle. Also, keep in mind, this cycle looks a lot more bullish because in this cycle we did not have a pandemic drop like we did over here. Our 1-2 setup did not get invalidated like it got invalidated over here. Now, of course, we recovered after that and we formed another 1-2 setup, but still, I think this actually played a role in how high Cardano went in the previous cycle. I think Cardano would have went to like $5 if it weren't for the pandemic. That's speculation, but you know, that's actually good speculation in my opinion. I mean, imagine what would have happened if we did not get invalidated right here. The price would have continued going up, and in my opinion, it could have gotten to $5. Also, like I said on my Discord server, for comparison, Cardano was at 18.6 cents exactly 4 years ago. So exactly 4 years ago, on November 29th, 2020, Cardano was at 18 cents. And what does that say about Cardano? Well, it's doing a lot better than what it was doing in the previous cycle, at least so far. But keep in mind, we are overbought on the weekly. However, this is not a sign that we will go down, because as you can see, the price almost always gets to the overbought territory on the weekly when Cardano gets these crazy moves, and it stays there for months. So yeah, this is not a confirmation that a top has already formed. Obviously not. Also, like I said in my previous video, if you did not watch it, let me repeat myself. If you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, if you look at what Bitcoin dominance did in the previous 2 cycles, as you can see here, I don't have the halving days on the chart anymore, but 238 days after the first halving, well, not the first halving, but the 2016 halving, 238 days after that, Bitcoin dominance topped, and that's when we had the altcoin season. Now let's continue with the 2020 cycle. 230 days after the halving, Bitcoin dominance topped. And right now we're in 2024, and we just had a halving about 220 days ago, and we are very close to getting that same thing happen again. As you can see, it's already starting to drop like it was doing up here and like it was doing up here, exactly after the same amount of time. So I'm not saying that we have topped, because it is possible that we have not, but I think it's very likely that we have topped already. If you look at the weekly chart, we just got a cross right here, and this is a bearish cross. The red line went above the green line. So I think this is a sign that the top is already in. If you look at the 4 hour, we are almost below the bull market support band, and we have not been below it for a very long time now. If we test it right now and we do not bounce, I think that will confirm that the top is in, and then in December we should get a crazy move to the downside. We'll see if it happens or not. Like I said, it could happen in January. This could be a fake out like it was right here in the last cycle. So in November we also dropped like crazy. We tested the bull market support band, and then in December we recovered and we put in a new cycle high, and then we had the altcoin season in January. I don't know if that will happen or not. All I know is that I'm expecting the altcoin season to start in the next 60 days. And when it happens, it's not gonna stop for like a year or so. So we should be good. Like I said, Cardano should top somewhere between August and November of 2025. At least according to what happened in the previous 2 cycles. So we'll see what happens. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon. Like I said, if you want access to all of our charts and if you want to support the channel, you also get access to our Discord server. So yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.